I hate it. Oh.
That's
I give
hilarious.
good. I have a good opinion and a good viewpoint
And
on
I want
things.
that. What's up, everybody? What's up? It's Bill Forster. How are you? Real Talk Chronicles. And I got a special event tonight. I don't have just one butler. I have two butlers in the building. What's up, Ty? Introduce your better half with us, man.
How you doing? My wife, Brigette, she's here with me.
Hey, everybody, how you doing?
What's good, sis? And you know what's so
Good
funny?
to see you.
It's good to see you. I need to ask you this, and I want to go right into it. Everybody, you know about the sponsors. I'm gonna put them up there right now. Give me a sec. And this is Real Talk Chronicles. If you're watching it from YouTube, subscribe to it. If you're watching it from Facebook, share the content, please. I appreciate it. Um, but I have a question, and I'm glad that you're here for this because I need to know right now. There's a woman that just got what was the situation? And I think it's in Texas. A judge or congressman,
Abortion.
somebody
Mhm.
just denied her rights
To
to get an
abortion.
abortion
Mhm.
because she her right hold on
To
to get an
abortion.
abortion
Mhm.
because she yeah because he had already ruled against them getting an abortion. Now what if and I'm paraphrasing, I got Malika on in case
Mhm.
she falls under the category in Texas about the fetus causing harm to her, and the child has a low percentile rate of living. So it's not like she's getting the abortion just to get the abortion now. She's getting the abortion because it's detrimental to her health, and the percentile of the child staying alive is very slim. I want to
Right.
ask you your opinion from a woman's standpoint. I don't know if you have any children, but I need to know, what do you feel about that law that's in that's implemented around the world? And of course, it's not coming over to the blue side of the world. But what you know what I'm saying? But what's your take? Are you pro life, against? What's your feelings?
I am pro. What you want to do with your body is your business. Um, I'm trying how to give you a very non-political political answer.
Right. Well, this is real talk. So
Um,
you give me what you want, sis. You family. So you give me what you want.
okay. Should I go there?
Yeah.
Okay. So the issue at hand is we have white America, white male America, who began this whole abortion issue because they're quote unquote feeling that they are becoming the minority. Because this is where this stems from. So you have
Understood.
to. So when you're talking about this situation, you have to look at where it stems from, right? So now you're taking it to the extreme because you have to have as many white babies born as possible because that's the agenda, right? When they make these laws, there are agendas to them.
Mm-hmm.
So now you're doing that and you're taking that to the extreme, but you're taking it to the extreme whereas now you're affecting women's bodies and fetuses that you can't even think about what our bodies go through, what our minds go through. So what gives you the right to have that say so to say what we can do, if we can have abortions, should we have abortions, the time frame, like who gives you that right? But when you are that person of the this economy and you are the privileged of this economy is
Right.
when
Right.
you feel that you can make these type of laws and affect women in such a way as to whereas at the point of you're actually killing women at this point
Yes. Yes.
to serve
Everybody.
your agenda.
Everybody, this is Real Talk Chronicle. I have the butlers in the building. This is a great thing. I'm so glad that I have a woman's perspective on this topic that we're discussing right now. For those that don't know, you're chiming in late. We're talking about a woman in Texas that she's about to have a child, and her child, whatever the ailments or the injuries are, the child doesn't have an expectancy after birth or during birth, during the pregnancy to live. So she wants to abort the child. The whoever the Republican is, he is a Republican, so I will say that with all due respect, the congressman or whoever the Senate person chose that she still has to have the child, even though she falls under the guidelines of what they implemented for abortions.
And she could die too.
And she can die too from it. So so Ty is privy from that. So right now, I'm glad that we have Miss Butler in the building with us. And Ty, what's your thought process on this too, brother? So we can open up to both of you after you give your opinion. Mm-hmm.
Well, listen. My opinion is that a woman should be allowed to do whatever it is she wants to do, and the government should not have the position to be able to tell them, what they should do and what they can't do in regards to their body. To me, it seems like a catch-22, right? Because or a hypocritical situation. So let me say this: if a woman is harming herself, let's say for what we're used to, if she's an EDP and she's cutting herself, and someone calls the police come and they have the right to restrain her, get her medical attention, and then she's put in an institution. Am I right or am I right?
Yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I always like when you say that. Am I right or am I right? I like that. That's
I'm right. She's put in there for evaluation, right? So now you have situations where a woman she wants to have a baby. She tries to have a baby. This is not a situation where it was an accidental pregnancy or anything, but her doctors are telling her that the child has an 85% chance of living, of not living, and an 85% chance that there's going to be some sort of deformity or I'm sorry?
Which they may not be able to afford.
Or which they may not be able to afford. Now, the government regulates your medical. They depending on where they work or what class or level they are financially, they may not be able to afford the upkeep. Not to mention the fact that what's going on with her unborn child is affecting her health, and she may be messed up for the rest of her life. You know what I'm saying? So how do you choose that for a person when that's a personal, spiritual, whatever habit choice a person has to make? You can't make that for nobody.
No, you can't.
So that's my thoughts, man. They need to let the women responsibly do what they need to do.
And you know what's so funny? What Wifey was saying earlier, which I totally agree, like dealing with statistics and the powers that want to keep the percentile in their favor. And I wish Kevin was here tonight because I definitely wanted to get his take on it. You know what I'm saying? Because he was one individual that was
pro-life.
Yeah, pro-life. And he came from a different perspective about, let's save the children and all that. And that's cool. I get that, because there's so many people out here that don't have children that want to raise children. I understand that aspect. But when somebody tells me how to be, like, let's keep it 100. It's like a woman telling a man how to be a man. It's like a white man telling a black man how to be a man. It's like somebody trying to tell me how to be black. You know what I'm trying to say? Like when you're undercover. There's certain things, those are lines you can't cross. There's certain situations, when a woman can tell a man how to be a man in the sense of having manners and respect and stuff like that. But She doesn't know how to
which
tell
is
a man.
something.
Go ahead. Go, Ty.
Well, I was
Go,
going to
please.
say, which is something that we experienced as undercovers, where you had those investigators that thought because they made X amount of arrests, or they saw or thought they saw how things were done, they thought they could tell you how to do stuff without actually doing it.
Absolutely.
And a lot of them found out the hard way, when things went wrong, unfortunately, that it's not as easy as some people make it look.
Yeah.
Everybody's different. Every
Yeah.
situation is different. Just like with
Exactly.
abortion, every situation is different. Every situation is not the same. And like my wife said, there is a. I agree, there is a hidden agenda, because you've
Hmm.
heard a lot of the individuals who are in power that seem very much concerned with the fact of race mixing and children not being born in certain cultures, and moving forward, something that they're unaware of already, that the majority of society out here has black in them somehow, some shape, form, or manner anyway. But they are trying to push forward to not have it at all, so that's part of it. Because
Yeah.
when you think about history and culture, there's a lot of individuals out here that are black, African American, don't know it or know it and deny it, and because of the color of their skin, they live life how they choose to live life. But then when statistics come into play, like you said, um, it gets to a point where people try to implement certain laws and within their agendas.
Everybody, this is Real Talk Chronicles. I'm with the Butlers tonight. Um, and the topic that we put on the table right now is about the lady in Texas that was denied her rights for abortion because she has a child that has the percentile of not making it, and she also, this child has a percentage of causing her death, harm. If I'm correct, please, anybody out there correct me, and you can write it in. I want to know your thoughts. I'm with the Butlers. I have Butlers tonight. That's a great thing. And I should have brought Malika in on this because it's imperative that I get women's take on this. I mean, on this segment, we have predominantly men when we talk this thing, but we are definitely open-minded to situations pertaining to women because we have sisters, mothers, brothers, cousins. You know what I'm saying? We have female friends, and we also have wives, daughters. So I mean, this case. So everybody out there, I'm asking you your opinion. I can show your opinion. Darren said, "Okay, the Texas Supreme Court denied her." Now let's keep it 100 here. That was a white man. The Supreme Court denied her, and she was a white woman. So they like, yo, you're not getting rid of anything. The baby it is what it is. You're not getting rid of it. I don't care if and this is what's such a big kicker with this. Everybody, the baby falls under the guidelines for an abortion. It is detrimental to her health, and the life expectancy of the baby is high in fatality. What's your thoughts? Please write them in. I want to post them and get your thoughts on that. The Butlers definitely feel like we can deal with the conspiracy theorists and things of that magnitude. Also, another topic that I want to put on the table. I just saw a movie last night. The Obamas. There's another topic I want to talk about too. The Obamas talked about it. They had Julia Roberts, Ethan Hawke. I forgot the brother's name. Awesome actor. Awesome actor. And it had to do with like kind of civil war coming. We have Russia and war. We have Israel at war. Do you feel we're next? Like the civil war is really coming? The next question I have too, I'm putting out there, so you can pick your topics and what you want to discuss. it was just exposed recently that there was a training for law enforcement, and in this training, they were showing them how to be kind of disrespectful to people of color, and people were paying to go. Like this is some high tech training situation going on. I don't know, Ty, if you heard about that.
I didn't hear about it. Did you send it to me? You might have sent it to me.
Yeah, let me see. Oh, okay. I have it right now. I'm gonna pull it up on my phone. Hold on. Okay. So I'm not making this shit up, everybody. It's creating confidence nationwide. Right? I'm gonna read some of this excerpts from this aspect. It says, with 70 plus courses taught by over 40 experts nationwide, Street Cop Training is the fastest growing law enforcement training company in the country. We are changing the world of law enforcement by properly educating police officers on what they can, in capital letters, do. Over powerful career-changing courses help cops catch more criminals, save more lives, have more impact, and get home safely. Then this is a course. This is actual course.
Oh, you know what? You did send it to me.
Yes.
And I didn't respond. I did respond to you.
Okay.
I think I responded to you.
And the courses, it has in-person classes, on-demand classes, Street Cop University.
That's the name of it. It's called Street Cop.
Yeah.
That's the training.
Yeah. Orlando, Florida. Yes.
Well, they're all over. So I interviewed to be an instructor. And,
with them?
Yeah, with them. Out of New Jersey. And they wanted me to put together the template, and you know what? I didn't feel comfortable, and I never went back.
Understood.
I never, and I do instructions, but I didn't feel comfortable. And look, a few months later, look what happened.
Isn't this crazy? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they're under the scrutiny for all that they are talking. They're talking, and they're really talking. To my knowledge, I think they're talking some real old school kind of.
Yeah, they are.
Some stuff, and old school doesn't work. Old school works when Ty and I are out having a beer together or a cocktail, and we can talk about what we did and how we did it, and thank God that we're off the job. That's old school. Right now, if I was asked to come to the academy and I brought Ty with me, or vice versa, I can only tell them what I did. I can't tell them that they could do that now. Mm-hmm. That is not appropriate for today's law enforcement. Now, the one thing that I will say for any law enforcement, if you're listening or you want to channel this, I'm never going to tell nobody to get punked. You know what I'm trying to say? Like we talked about that, I think was it last week, a rash of interaction with law enforcement, and people are just feeling like they can fight just to fight. Like, I'm not co-signing that. You swing at me. I just have a matter of fact.
I saw a video today.
Is that the one that I sent you about the white gentleman? Matter of fact, I'm going to put it up right now.
Yes. That's the one.
Yeah.
Where he tased the guy. The guy got out the car. The officer tased him. After he tased him, I'm not sure if he maced him or not.
I'm going to play it right now for everybody to see it. Hold on.
He beat him. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're gonna see it like that, bro.
Yeah, I know. I can't pull it up. Malika's the tech, bro. I just got to deal with.
I thought you were gonna leave her in the room. You kicked her out of the
she left.
Man cave.
She left.
Oh, she left. Oh, okay.
She doing girl stuff.
Really?
Now I will make sure that we can pull this up better. You know, somebody, please.
But I was just explaining it for those who couldn't see it. That the officer basically tased the guy. Guy kept coming. And he's very aggressive.
And the officer pulled out an ass and he started hitting the guy. The guy kept coming, and then I guess whatever, when he hit him with the ass, it hurt. The guy turned and walked back to his car, got in his car, and drove off while left the officer there. Now, anyone on this cast and anyone out in the real world knows that if that individual was of any other persuasion, that wouldn't have happened like that. So, and I said it. It is what it is.
Yeah. I mean, let's keep it 100. Mm-hmm. And I sent that to some other people in law enforcement, and they was just like, "Yo, money was soft," right? Now,
it don't matter whether he's soft or not. There's a lot of them that's soft. I'm quite sure the individuals that shot on black men, young black men, was soft too, but they did what they did, and this dude turned around and just let him walk back to his car, get in his car, and drive off.
Exactly. Shout out to my man, my brother Ern is in the building. He said, I don't know if you can see. You should be able to see the message. Mm-hmm. He said, I saw that he was running shotgun all over him. Now you know he was an African American. Game over. Absolutely.
Thank you. That's
and
what I'm saying.
And the sad thing about that is, why do we know that? It's not even that we feel that. It's like we know that. Like
we know that as a people. And
if somebody told us to bet on black or red, and we at the table, like, yo, you're gonna hit $1 million, and that was the case that we was gonna bet on. If we know a black person, he's getting shot, bro. He's getting shot. You know.
Right. But we know that. That's what I was saying. Like, but there's a lot of other people out there that, in their heart, won't admit that is what would have really happened. With all the evidence, with all the video, with all the incidents that you've seen and heard of, that wouldn't have happened if the individual was of another ethnicity.
Yeah, and it's a shame. We have something going from a training facility run by Caucasians. Let's just keep it 100. Mm-hmm. And no disrespect to our fellow Caucasian friends and family members. Mm-hmm. Can't blame you for being a part of who you are, just like I can't blame me for being an African American. And I'm not. I'm proud of it, and as you should be proud of who you are. But just like I'm not proud of some things my people do, you should be proud of some things your people do. And exactly. I always have a problem with my people of different ethnicities when you don't speak up against your own ethnicity. You know what I'm saying? You capitalize on what the news shows you, but you don't deal with the facts that are out there. Mm-hmm. And that's real talk. Let's always keep it 100 when it comes down to what it is and what it's not. You understand what I'm saying? I never forget I was working in Maryland at one time, for Dunbar. I was the director of security. And I never forget the white guy was talking to me, former cop, white, wherever he worked at. And he was like, yeah, he was saying something about, we've done so much. We've done so much for who? Black people. What have you done? We let you have welfare. Like what?
We let you. Wow. When there's more, when there's more people of white ethnicity there on welfare than black people, believe it or not.
And that's what. And but see, me, I'm a factual person. As much as I try to be a historian, I try to be more factual in my job. I had to give him that Google that love and show him, that listen, you're not talking this. And it's a shame for the people that are so just, and fair and how they move and in life. The questions at hand, everybody, this is Real Talk Chronicles. I had the Butlers, now I just got Ty Butler. I don't know. And we started off with excuse me. We started off with the first question about the Supreme Court justice in Texas denied this woman her abortion, even though her child, her fetus, can cause her death, and the life expectancy of her fetus is very high that it won't make it. So they still denied her why are we still understanding that it's okay for somebody to tell a woman to not have a child? I mean, listen, and let's keep it 100. This is white on white. This ain't even black on white, white on black. This is white man. Nope. He said no. And this lady can lose her life. But now here's the kicker, everybody. She falls under the guidelines that the bill was signed for. She's not just trying to have an abortion because she just played house and something went wrong. She's falling under the guidelines of a health act that is saying that if her life is in jeopardy, the child does not have a great chance of survival, and they still denying her. What's your thoughts on that? My man,
Norman said.
Yeah, no, I'm saying my brother, the court said that their doctors were not clear in their information for the termination of the body. Well, I don't know why they're not clear.
Baby.
Oh, the baby. I'm sorry, the baby. Well, I don't know why they're not clear because I'm sure in court they had to put up the medical records. I'm just posting comments and questions and stuff like that. What's up, Ern? It's good to see you. Vera with the wonderful last name. You know I'm gonna chop it in. Yeah. So if I'd like to know your thoughts. Give me your thoughts, everybody. I will post them so we can read them and share some information. If you have more data, Dana, what's up, niece? How are you? Good evening, Collins. Colin, I want to know your thought about the lady. I don't know if you heard the lady in Texas about her child. She wants to have a child aborted because of the life expectancy of the child is not good. The child has some kind of illnesses, and the child the birth can cause her death, and the Supreme Court still told her no. And this is their guidelines that they said they fall under. Ernst says, suppose the lady died waiting for them, they should face charges. That's a good point. What's your thoughts on that, Ty?
Yeah, if that's what's going to happen. God forbid if something happens to her. I don't think they're going to face charges, but the husband or the family will have a serious lawsuit, and that's gonna turn around and force the Supreme Court to have to relook at this thing, and that's what it's all coming down to. Like, why do people have to lose their lives or be in jeopardy of losing their lives for this body of government to turn around and realize the steps they need to take to protect us as a people, and this new law with overturning Roe versus Wade is insane.
Yeah.
It's complete insanity.
Yeah, that's a great point. He's like, yeah, damn, she has to be the sacrificial lamb. That sucks. Absolutely. We need to come to an awakening on what's happening in this world all the way around the board, from the wars that are being started in other places. And I know Rich told me at the last minute he got called into a community board meeting, so he apologizes for not being here. And I think Kevin is doing fatherly stuff. So, I mean, it's great because I get to chop it up with my bro Ty and get all his opinions and what he thinks about and what he wants to discuss. But let's come to awakening. We also could talk about the Diddy stuff. These allegations. Well, he closed out with Cassidy. What's your thoughts on that? I think we touched on that a little bit last week. A little bit. Ty,
yeah,
you
we did.
That, right? Yeah, you had to go a hard 8. You had to get off at 8. But
I mean,
go.
You call. I think I don't know what exactly went on in the camp. We've all heard rumors over the years, and basically, I guess there's some mess in there that really needs to come to the forefront and get straightened out. And I guess somehow, some way, it will.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of a number of individuals, I guess, collectively getting together and bringing what needs to be brought out.
Yeah, yeah. Real talk. I mean, what's so funny, man? People always talk about when people settle out of court. If there's smoke, there's some fire. I listen, but I know a lot of people are coming out and they dropping bombshells on what was happening and stuff like that. Rock is in the building. He said Texas is a sad situation. However, the women probably voted for Governor Abbott and the Attorney General of Texas who created these policies in that state. I don't believe she should die, but don't vote against your interests and shit like this wouldn't happen. Everybody, I have to put the thumbs up, the heart for that, whatever it is. I co-sign that. Let's vote for what we want in office and what we believe in. A lot of times we get stuck in our political like our union. Like Ty knows this and Rock knows this. Rock's a former law enforcement too. Don't go against the police. I go against anybody that don't make any damn sense. You know what I'm saying? If you wrong, you wrong. I'm not co-signing that. You know what I'm saying? I've had people tell me, "Yo, you're a police officer," and I've had to let them know I'm an African American first. So I mean, what do you want me to go against my own people? That's not the option right here. This is a fraternity, a lifelong fraternity, and I'm with it. But my ethnicity is forever ancestry. You know what I'm saying, Ty? Like anybody I touch from a family standpoint, they will know that I'm an African American. Mentioning my profession at a time is a bonus or a distraction, either or. And it's so funny how when I talk to people, I don't know, and I'm jumping around. I've come to meet a lot of people in my life, my travels recently, that are kind of pro-Trump. Have you met people like that? I'm talking about people of color, Ty. Have you?
I mean, their stand on the issue is that first things first, they say the economy. They said, oh, the economy was doing much better then than it is now. I've heard it. See, but I look at individuals like that and I say, you know what? You're looking at it from a very small perspective. Yeah, the economy may have been doing better, but understand this: whoever's president's figurehead, the cabinet, and the cabinet is one who controls the country, and they do that through their agenda groups. The groups that support them, and what they do for them affects the economy. Like right now, look at the housing market, right? Mm-hmm. Interest rate is sky high. Interest rate is up at like last time I checked, the interest rate was at 8 something, right?
Right. That's crazy.
Okay.
That's crazy.
And that's it. Even if you have tier 1 credit, right? So with tier 1 credit and the interest rate is at 8 point something, and it used to be in the 4s and 5s, maybe even less, depending on what bank you were dealing with, right? So the way the banking system works is the bank borrows money from the government. So if the government is charging them at, let's say, 6 or 7%, what do you think the banks are going to charge us if you have good credit?
Absolutely.
So who bailed out the banks last time they were in trouble?
It's government, right?
Okay, so do you understand what I'm trying to say? Mm-hmm. Like we're the way the economy is the way it is, but a lot of times it's not the president who's in office who's controlling it. It's the people that surround him that's really controlling everything.
Yeah, absolutely. And let me tell you something. you got some high ass ceilings. If you in the castle of the Butler compound.
I'm in the great room. Yeah, I didn't
Yo,
see.
listen,
I had to.
the tree. Yeah, you might just show people. Look at that, everybody.
I had to. I had to leave the room because Mrs. Butler got on another call and she started making noise. So disrespectful. So I had to leave the room.
Yo, everybody, shout out to Real Talk Chronicles. We had the Butlers on earlier. Now we just got my man Ty. Happy holidays to you all. Whatever you do, please have a beautiful. I know it's Sagittarian season. Shout out to the Sagittarius that'll be celebrating their birthday at Row House with us. Oh, Rich came by the Row House looking for you last. You said you was coming.
I was coming.
Yeah. It's all good, but he was coming by there, and he was coming by looking for you. He was like, "Yo, where is he?" I said, "I don't know, Rich. He didn't call me." So if you're not doing anything on the 16th, you're more than welcome. Come by. Trust me, January 6th, I'm celebrating my birthday. We upstairs, downstairs. You know what kind of extravaganza we doing. We cutting up.
You going to the Black Tie joint, January?
Yes, sir. I'll be there too for the 20th.
I'll be there. I'll be there definitely. I already have my table.
That's it. Oh, yeah, I know that. Okay. My man Mark said, hold on, let me show what Mark wrote. He said, wow, Bill, I have a black Republican. This guy is Clayton Bixby and Uncle Ruxpin all wrapped up in one. This guy would sniff Trump underwear if he had the chance. He is so Trump, he hates Obama. You know what's so funny?
But the same holds true for Obama. Obama was president, but it's who he had around him that really, control things and what the special interests were going to be for that administration. But go ahead, Bill.
No, brother, go ahead. It's so funny, like I tell people when I've used that verb, that adjective, hate, in regards to Trump, and I stopped using it. Rest in peace to my old coworker Tommy Lyons. Rest in peace. He passed away with cancer. And I guess sometimes what people spew out before they find out they're terminally ill is different when they find out now they're terminally ill. You know what I'm trying to say? And I'll leave it right there. Mm-hmm. I say all that to say that he was like, please, don't say that. So I said, okay. But you grow to dislike somebody for several reasons. One, they've done something personally to you. Two, they've done something personally to somebody that you know. Mm-hmm. Three, they said something racially charged or totally racial in any epitome.
Inappropriate, yeah.
Inappropriate. Four, they are Stalin-esque, Hitler-like, or, something that causes you to say, wait a minute, man, this person is totally wrong. I never saw Obama do that. Mm-hmm. I've heard Trump spew that. Mm-hmm. So I can't rock with that. When I hear people telling me, I had a guy tell me he was doing something in one of my houses, and he said to me, he asked me what I do for a living. Hey, Stefania, happy birthday, Stefania. What's up, Tremel? And he was talking to me, and he says, he asked me what I do, what I did for a living. So I was like, well, I'm retired law enforcement, whatever. So he's like, oh, okay. So he has his own company. He's doing the damn thing, brother. I appreciate what the brother's doing. He's doing this thing, right? He says to me, I said, so how old are you? He said, I think he's like 40 something. So he was like, yo, if you talk to me long enough, you'll realize that I may be one of the smartest people that you've ever met. Well, for a person to tell me that, I know he ain't the smartest person he's not one of the smartest people I've ever met. Smart people would never say that. You know what I'm trying to say? So I knew who I was talking to. So then he goes on this tangent, and he starts talking about Trump. So he starts talking about what Trump did and stuff like that. And I also had a young man, Mark was with me. I had a young man tell me one time, he was like, "Yo, I'm all Trump all day, every day. Like I'm about that life. I'm about Trump." Like, so I was like, "Oh, word?" So I said, "Why?" He said, "Well, Trump, he put into the HBCU schools and all that." And listen, I always say a story ain't true unless somebody could co-sign it. Mark is in here. He knows if I'm lying or if I'm flying. He was like, "Yeah, Trump did this, Trump did that." So then the worst thing he could have said to a detective, Ty, he said, "If you don't believe me, Google it." I snatched my phone up. Boop, 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 boop. Did Trump contribute to the HBCU schools? What Google come back and say? Siri or Siri, Sharon or Laquita or Marsha, whatever.
Siri.
Yeah, right? She comes back and she says, Trump didn't contribute anything. What he did say, if he gets reelected, he will do something for it. But you see how
it gets turned around.
The narrative changes for what we want to say. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And it was just crazy, right? Mark says, "Yo, what?"
Roland Martin blew this black guy out the water.
Yeah.
I forgot what title the black guy held, but he was on his show and he was saying the same sort of rhetoric. And Roland Martin blew him out, right out the water with the stats and showed him and told him Biden has done 3 times, contributed more than 3 times to HBCUs than what Trump did. And when Trump was in office, they were gonna not contribute to the HBCUs, but there was a senator that made sure they did, and that's how the money they were able to get the money they did get. And since Biden's been in office, he's done more than 3 times the amount of money that
I saw that show. And anybody, I would love to interview Roland Martin. Please. That is listen, that is my like when you talk about
or have him interview us.
oh Lord, man. Listen, whoever how I would love for it. Because let me tell you something. That man asked the questions and tell you the answers if you don't know them. You know what I'm trying to say?
He already knows the answers.
Yeah.
And it's funny you say that because that was honestly a technique I used to use when I used to interrogate people. And I would tell them, look, I'm going to ask you some questions, but just be aware of the fact that a lot of the questions I'm going to ask you, I already know the answers to. I just need you to fill in the spaces. And what does that tell a person? Like, you already done your investigation. You already done your homework.
We did
to
that.
a certain degree. Yeah.
It's the same thing. I've always said to somebody, I don't ask you a question already if I don't really know the answer. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, this is Real Talk Chronicles. I'm your host, Bill Forster. I'm with my co-host, Ty Butler. This is Real Talk with Ty and Bill right now tonight. Ty, is there anything you want to talk about? We got 10 minutes. Anything that's pertinent to you or that you want to touch on? We can go back and rehash it, or we can talk about it further. I don't care.
I'm just a little. I'm not even going to say go back and talk about it. I'm going to tell you this. I just hope for the new year that across the country and even across the world, that a lot of the police and military organizations start to treat people with a lot more empathy, dignity, and respect, across the board. Because if they don't, I got a feeling that, things are going to get to a point where people aren't going to be able to turn back the hands of time, and once something like that happens, like after 9/11, the world we know it changed forever. And once it changes forever, your life changes. Your not only does your life change, but the people around you life changes. your siblings, your children, and your children's children. Their lives will change forever, And I just would hope that you know everyone could come to a better resolution as far as training and treating people, people who are empowered to treat people more amicably.
Yeah. I don't know if you can see the question, my man Damani. What's up, Big D? How you feeling, brother? And yeah,
Question:
yeah. Go ahead.
why is it hard for blacks to speak on the Israeli war? It's crazy shit. Second Amendment. I kind of that was my way of touching on it without going into it. Uh, but bottom line is, we don't know all the facts, and we know what we see. But it was apparent that the Israelis were treating the Palestinian a certain people a certain way, and looking for terrorists, or whether they were looking for terrorists, or whether they just wanted the land for themselves, and it's not right. And I think our country is the people who run our country are in a position to really do something about it if they could,
Yeah.
for the betterment of both people, both races.
I mean, what's so funny? I tell anybody there was a segment, and if Rich was here, I love to hear Rich break it down. I mean, as much as Rich start cursing and cussing and talking crazy sometimes, he broke down the whole Palestinian Israeli war, and it's almost
they want their land, bro.
Yeah.
They gave it to them. They gave it to them back after the Second World War. They lent it to them to get on their feet, and because biblically they believe they're chosen and this is their land to begin with, so they're like, well, you know what? We're not giving it back.
Yeah.
And this is what they're doing, and it's not right.
And so funny. Everybody out there is crazy. It seems like all wars are over land, and all little street beefs are over women, right? Crazy. Like understand that. Like, it's always about some kind of pride and principle.
Listen, there was a lot of massacres in this country over land, because certain people wanted it and certain people had it, and what they do, they found a reason to justify killing and killing off a race of people, or diminishing a race of people to the point where they had to go live on reservations. You know what I mean? Like they took all these people around. This is what people in power do. When they want something, they come in and they take it.
Damani says, yo, the Israelis are killing innocent people, period. Like, that's the crazy. And he also says, okay, let's get it in. He also says, and the United States are behind it. Pisses me off. Exactly. Because it's obvious, I guess they're rolling with the Israeli or the situation, excuse me. And that's when sometimes you got to fall back. But people always want to stand with the big brother. Oh, he got my back, I got his back. Sometimes we got to cut the BS and like, there's a person out there today, and he's celebrating 50 years of hip hop, and he's a legend in this business. But I'm giving him his props right now because, we all look at why we play with people, and I say play, I mean hang or socialize and friends. This man, I'll mention his name at the end of the story. This man has shown me what it's like to stay neutral in any kind of hip hop beef, life beef, anything. And I'm talking about the coolest legend, DJ Red Alert. Yep. We've discussed very detailed and intimate stuff. and he stays out of it. I think it's a talent, one of many talents that I'm sure he has, but it's a talent that I try to possess as best as I can. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we get emotional because if somebody mess with you, Ty, I'll naturally look at him like, yo, you messing with my dude, or you messing with Ern or Damani or somebody. I'm gonna look at you real sideways. You know what I'm trying to say? Maybe, and it depends on how severe it is. Do I want to go in and be like, yo, sever this relationship? But Red has shown me that he will walk that middle line. Now, I'm not saying he doesn't have his opinion, but he will walk that truth line. And I respect it so much. Where I've even seen people say, oh, well, yeah, he didn't say this, or he could have said, no, that man is who he is, and he reps that. And Ern, right? Like Ern said, yes, sir. Like he will not take a side. If Ern and I was arguing, you know what I'm saying? And we asked Red, like, yo, what's your thought? He gonna break it down to the point where, like, you're not mad at him for taking a side. You're mad at him because he didn't take a side. You know what I'm saying? Like, shout out to the legend.
He's gonna give it to you from his perspective.
And
you're gonna have to respect it.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Yeah, shout out to my brother Red Alert, man. He celebrated a birthday. He's a Sagittarian. It's all good. Listen, this Saturday, I'm just giving out some little public service announcements. This Saturday, we at the Row House for the anniversary for our DJs, 1 year anniversaries that we hired these guys, DJ Danny D and DJ T Rock, and they've been repping it, doing their damn thing. January 6th, coming into the new year at Row House, I'll be celebrating my birthday. It's not the big, but it's just a number that I'm so happy to still reach. So, I'm all AARP'd all the way up right now. I'm looking on the other side, baby. I'm at the top. I'm getting closer to the top of the hill. You know what I'm saying? But it's God is good, and I'm so glad I can be there and get there. Yeah. In this world, as we coming to the end of 2023, Ty, what do you think about when people make resolutions? I mean, I think we've all been grandfathered into that. Like, you come into somebody's life and they be like, yo, make New Year's resolution. People make New Year's resolutions just to break them. I mean, I don't think I need anybody or anything to motivate me to try to still be a better person. Do I still feel, and I'm sure you probably may co-sign this, I still feel like I got some stuff out here to do. Oh, and rest in peace to Mr. Bauer. Brower passed away. Phenomenal actor, with much integrity. Everybody's buzzing. 61, very close in age. Very, 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 very close in age. It is an eye-opening situation with that. We have to understand. Please, we had the doctor on Monday. Please go back and listen to that conversation. Danny D is in the building, baby. Shout out to the DJ, one of the baddest cats I've witnessed behind those turntables. And, be honest, one of the nicest people that I've met in my life. I really grown to love this man and respect him and appreciate him. And we talk. Him and Malika have a brother sisterhood. I love. I think it's awesome. So yeah, Danny is celebrating his anniversary. He's about to cut up. I know he's going to take him around the world. Only he can do it, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm gonna get my rest now early, Danny. So because I know it's gonna be a long day. So when we talk about resolutions, like Damani said, birthday wishes, bro. Yes, great actor. Yes, he was. Stefania, yep. Yeah, that AARP. I got it. I ain't mad at it. You know what's so funny, Ty? We all have to understand we are the inspirations for people to get to 50 and over 50. Thank you, Danny. I appreciate you, Danny. Definitely. You know what I'm saying? My guy. Listen, and everybody, Danny, if you can put in a link where people can hear you every day. Listen, he has a phenomenal YouTube, Twitch show that he plays his music. And you know, it was so funny. Sometimes when you hear a DJ at a certain event, and Ty, you know this well, you hear a DJ at a certain event, they play according to the crowd. But unbeknown to a lot of people, DJs can play a variety of music. And if you want to hear a variety of music from this man right here, please chime in. He put it in the chat. Please chime in and listen to that brother rock out. Let me tell you something. I ain't never heard a DJ play a jazz set. You know what I mean? Yo, Ty, he mixed the jazz. It was like Kenny G mixed in with Nye G to Gerald Porter. I was like, oh, like what's going on with this cat? You know what I'm saying? Yo, so everybody, rocking. Yo, Daddy, you know I was telling the truth, but I was like, yo, what's going on? Ty, we about to get out of here. We'll be back. We'll probably have one more show, hopefully before the new year. I mean, before the Christmas. Want to wish everybody happy holidays. Definitely peace and blessings. The topic tonight that we touched about the lady in Texas. Abortion rights are still prevalent. We touched on the police department, and I think in Florida, right, Ty? That's where it's at.
We did. Yes.
They're talking about their specialized training, but it's more like what Leo stands for, law enforcement, like kind of slave catcher mentality, like that old school police officer. And don't get me wrong, listen. Am I an old school police officer to a certain degree? Yes, I am. Because I believe in loyalty, trust, and respect. That has nothing to do with that, but I'm saying that's who my code of ethics. But what I do believe in is respect. And that's why I had to mention loyalty, trust, respect. I believe in respect. Listen, your family raised you. Ty and I are from an era where even killers said, excuse me and thank you. You understand what I'm trying to say? But they did what they did when they left their house, you know? But understand that there's still a respect factor. The respect is gone in this generation right now from both sides. People don't respect law enforcement. And let me get 100 before we get out of here. This new generation doesn't know about the George Floyds and the Emmett Tills and the Browns and anybody that's got falsely killed by law enforcement, unarmed. Okay, let me just say this before I have to slap shit out of another law enforcement officer. You know what I'm saying? Because he thinks I'm talking off the cuff. Unarmed, when a lot of white people that have committed the same kind of crimes and atrocities didn't get shot. I just showed something. I'll send it. I put it on Facebook, everybody. And I think it's on, I don't know if I put it on IG. A white man recently. Now we're not talking about every law enforcement. We're just talking about certain law enforcement around the world. But you know what one identifies with everybody. Pulls John Boy over, big, strong, milk drinking motherfucker. You know, excuse my French. And whatever it is, he told dude to do whatever. Dude didn't want to do it. So he hit him with the taser. He hit him with the electricity. That almost like turned him into the Hulk. Like he just he was like, I'm talking about he rocking hammers. Oh boy. All of a sudden his skirt rolls up. He was like, oh, you know what I'm saying, right, Ty? He was like, oh. So he moved back. Dude, come on.
He ran back.
Right. Yeah. Talk about lean back. Crazy. He's like, ow. All skirt came out. So then dude pulled out his ass And then he go and he whack him one time. Dude turned into the Hulk some more. He was like, ah, like, come on, let me give it to you. Let me give you with these hammers, you know? Next thing you know, dude was like, yo, he running. Now he the cop, and he the police officer. He running around cars and shit. Money said, yo,
back in his car.
Yo, he said he don't want it. He ain't want that smoke. He got in his car and drove off. Yo, it's so sad to see because yo, it's an embarrassment, yo.
Yeah, there's so much stuff you could have done to deter him from driving off without putting yourself in any more danger. But you know, I don't like the Monday morning quarterback, so I'll just leave him where it's at, you know?
Yeah. But you know what's so funny? Yo, Ty, I get it, and you and I have discussed that. But listen, there's people, there's out here Monday morning quarterback, football, baseball, basketball, and they out here, they getting a check. Why can't we? You know what I'm saying? Because we live it.
Agree.
We live it, dog.
I agree.
And that's why you and I, for the most part, you know, on a politically correct side, we've gone out here and done this for free. You know what I'm trying to say? The angels and the gods bless us because we've gone out here and committed our time to try to save one life. And you know, you and I, we laugh, but we've been hit with stories. We was like, oh, whoa, that's above our pay grade right now. Like
exactly.
Your time, we was like, whoa, okay. Can you get the guidance counselor? You know what I'm saying? Because this it's a little different right now. You know, we're talking about law enforcement. You're talking about a whole nother household shit. You know, we don't do that.
A whole nother household.
Yo, Damani said, Bill, going to hit you up. Would like to shoot your event this Saturday. Have a production company with cinema cameras. Can we chat? Absolutely. Call me, King, all the time. Yo, Ernie, you know I was talking that Real Talk, B. Darren Jenkins, what's up, brother? Everybody, Ty, give him some love, man. Give him some positive energy before we get out of here, man. I ain't gonna keep you long, bro. I appreciate you.
I mean, like I said, bro, new year coming, new thoughts, new wisdom. Every day you're learning more. Every day you're reading more, and you can't. To our audience and even to us, we can't allow what we see going on to deter us from trying to do better in this world.
Absolutely,
and that's what we have to do. We have to strive to do better each day as we go.
Absolutely, everybody. That's Ty Butler. I'm Bill Forster. My positive affirmation is: please protect yourself, love yourself. Find your place of happiness in your own spirit, in your own life. Like, if you're not happy, you can't make anybody else happy, bro. You know what I'm saying? If I don't know what that is or isn't to you, but you know, stop trying to live with the Joneses. Stop trying to compete with your brother, man. Because competing with me or Ty or anybody in this chat, in this podcast, it's not going to pay your bill. Right now, you'll get yours if God wants you to have it, or whatever your higher power is, or whatever your lower power is. You're gonna get it. You know what I'm trying to say? So stop. Just try to be a better person. Whatever your age is, like, where's the evolution and the growth of you? Maybe that's something to think about. We'll pick up on that next week. Learn about yourself. Because if you become a better person, you can only make the world a better place. That's Real Talk. That's Ty Butler. I'm Bill Forster. We are out of here, bro. Everybody.
All right, bro.
Loose.
Later.